new teams in HGC that came from the open division. Those guys are hungry. We met them, and they are ready to earn some victories. Now, let's go ahead and bring it back to this match. We're going to go ahead and check out our battleground for game number 2 in this best-of-5 series. It would appear that we are going to Towers of Doom, as Strict Esports will elect to take first pick.
Yeah, I like that as well. Tower is always a lot of fun. It's actually a really interesting map because when that map was introduced to Heroes, I thought it was interesting, but I wasn't quite sold. And for the first few weeks, it was really one of the maps where I said, I don't really like it too much, especially in competitive. But by now, okay. I like that.
Oh, it turned green. I was like, what does he look at? Oh, it's so green. It's pretty. This is our Towers of Doom lighting. So now if you ever show up
could you not see
in the middle
that?
of a broadcast, I don't know, man, I'm over here looking at you and you're still orange-ish, tannish, you know, we've been out in the sun. I didn't realize the green there, but yeah, we'll get some new lights up in here.
Where was my train of thought? Oh yeah, Towers, exactly. I think the map is actually so much cooler to watch right now than it was at the start. Teams really adapted the way to play there, and I like that quite a lot. So I'm actually a big fan of Towers of Doom competitive play by now.
Yeah, I think Towers of Doom has fallen out a little bit for the pro players because of Abathur gameplay. He's become so strong as of late, but still, Towers of Doom, I agree with you, has probably been my favorite battleground for a long time. I think my second afterwards is Cursed Hollow, only because I like how figured out Cursed Hollow is, so I like how people jump on that battleground and try to figure out where are these small moments that we can get a small advantage and push forward and run with it. But Towers of Doom will be coming our way. And speaking of the battleground, who is going to be playing Abathur, or will he be banned out?
I think we're definitely going to see an involvement of Abathur. So I would love him in the game, but the chances that Abathur is going to be banned are pretty high.
You know what I miss that we didn't get at the midseason brawl?
Vikings.
Abathur versus Vikings. Exactly. I love that dynamic. I know it's chaotic and it's all over the place, but as a commentator, just watching it, oh, it's so great to watch it unfold.
Hazops, we need you.
Hazops.
The savior.
Deliver, please. Give us some Vikings gameplay. Also, Zelia. Zelia played it a couple times in the HGC, and I actually really enjoyed it.
Dreams crushed already.
Come on, Tricked. Ugh, party poopers, man. Abathur, banned out right away.
I mean, Abathur is one of the strongest heroes on the map here, and we have seen him in the mid-season brawl with a massive win rate, doing really well with not only the blow-up comms, the dive comms, but also, of course, when you try to play the macro game. Genji being banned out as well, and Tricked is falling back into globals, putting the Haka here onto the top lane, trying to get some value out of the side soak in particular.
And probably one of my favorite developments in the last couple of weeks is seeing Leoric move up in the rotations because of that Royal Focus build. How great he can be here. You can actually build yourself a strong 4-man to be in that bottom lane, controlling the mercenary camps, pushing your opponent back, and occasionally ganking into that middle lane. So expect to see some Leoric today here, especially on this battleground. Expert on the right side, what fishy stuff will they have for us in store for this battleground?
Now, I always hate that question when it's asked about Expert because you never know.
But the fishy thing is maybe they'll run something draft-wise, like they'll play something meta. That's fishy for Expert.
The fishy thing, don't get excited, that's not going to be a Murky. Actually, did you hear what Fnatic said?
No, let's hear
They
it.
said that they had a Murky strategy prepared for the mid-season brawl, but the stars never
Quack
aligned.
also told me he was going to run Asmodee to MSB, and he never did. So, you know what? I don't fully believe him when he's saying stuff like that. I feel like he's tugging at our legs a little bit.
So we have now the pickups that are actually expected in the last game already. We have Anubarak and Uther taken, so keep in mind when we looked at the draft for the Tomb of the Spider Queen, we had a double support picked. And what we kind of expected at that point was that Anubarak would make an appearance. And Expert, they really value Anubarak.
Yeah.
We could see that during the last phase. We have him in the last game, probably winning them the game with a lot of those great cocoons that he had with perfect positioning. But now together with Uther, solid start. Then we're looking at the 2-3 picks for Tricked, and we're seeing Tyrael Greymane coming to play.
Yeah, I would say Expert in the first couple of weeks of the Phase 1 playing the Anubarak. They were the ones that kind of brought it more to Europe. I feel like Fnatic was the one that really perfected it, the idea of cocoon into killing members consistently, and it spread out so hard into Europe. So this guy has become a mainstay, and he probably will be for a while until we see some changes to his heroic there. Now, Tyrael Greymane, this is a combo we saw pretty often in Europe, and this is one that is so great for diving, getting that backline, bring the certification, control your teammates. Also, if your opponents set up a cocoon into the engage I was talking about with Fnatic, you could sit there and literally wait, bring out the sink, and save your teammates.
It would also be nice if they would pick up a hero that can burn through the cocoon. We've actually seen that evolve as a bit of a mind game within the drafts at the mid-season brawl. A lot more Li Ming's being played, amongst other things, because Disintegrate is just so great to burn down the Cocoon. We've seen other heroes try and fill the exact same role. That might be something that Trick is going to look towards too. But of course, for now, we're talking about the bans. And this is Gul'dan being banned. So apparently, with the wave play coming in and after what we've seen on the last map, we just didn't want to risk it. Talking about risking things. No double support this time for Team Expert.
Sure, Esport already has a tool, though, that I wouldn't mind seeing from them. They've ran pretty often in the past for clearing out the Cocoon, and that's Tychus. Tychus does pretty well there. He clears it out, and it's one that they run well here. So put Make on that gray main, put Tychus there for Crosby, and just move from there. Li Ming on the right side is set up, so they're taking away the Li Ming to take away from that point that you were just mentioning.
The funny part to me is also that when Anubarak received his changes, everybody was saying he is the mage killer. And
you can't play Li Ming anymore.
Exactly. Like, you can't play Li Ming into him, and every time you saw an Anubarak pick, it was immediately like, okay, we can't play Li Ming. And then you see the mid-season brawl, and all of a sudden this entire dynamic shifts, and you're thinking, hey, yeah, he's not too bad against the Li Ming, but there's 4 other targets that I can attack, and let's face it, I need something to burn that Cocoon down. So Li Ming against Anubarak has actually started to become a thing.
That's what I love about Heroes, man. You never have it fully figured out. It's always evolving, the game in general, and you got to stay on top of it, man, or you fall behind. Arthas will be picked up here for the 4th pick for Team Expert, and boy, they've got a front line here. Arthas, Anubarak, Uther even. It's going to be pretty hard to get away from them if Arthas ever gets on a target. Yeah,
definitely. And Arthas and Anubarak, that's something that we had in the past, played by Fnatic quite a lot.
Yeah.
So right now, good damage. They should probably pick another auto attacker here. But we have Rhaegar, first of all, taken on the side of Trick as their support. So Rhaegar over the Malfurion.
This is typical of a Trick, though. They ran so much Rhaegar compared to every other team in the last season of Phase 1. So going back to their roots here, will it be the Tychus for the final pickup? I think Tychus could work here. Does it okay against Arthas and Anubarak. Maybe a little bit too all in on killing the tanks in the front line. So let's see what the pickup will be. It's going to be D.Va. Okay, triple tank being brought back by your boys Trick Esport.
I'm actually wondering now who plays D.Va. Normally I would say, okay, that seems like Alex is going to have some fun here.
Whoever does it, they play to win.
But we have Ethereal on the other side, so Alex usually plays Ethereal. Medivh on the side of Expert, so AD already has a hero for himself. But I'm excited to see D.Va here.
Same. I actually like this dynamic of Tyrael, D.Va versus Medivh. First off, at 16, you get the Holy Ground, you can control portals better, but D.Va can be quite a nuisance for controlling portals. She can jump on top of them, knock people away from it, but also just straight up drop her defense matrix on the portal when they come out, and you automatically negate the damage coming through.
Yeah, defense matrix is something that is incredibly strong if you use it properly. I can't wait to see what D.Va is doing here. It was always a highlight at the mid-season brawl when you saw D.Va being played. The Australians, the first ones to do it.
I mean, her multiple health bars, in theory, they're not even thinking about how she's going to use self-destruct. The idea of just being a nuisance around Alter. She zips around constantly, has so many health bars available. She by herself can do a pretty solid job of 1v1ing, but also just stopping the opponent from ever channeling so her team can rotate in. This is going to be a delay game for Trick Esport.
Yeah, and if you look at D.Va, and I think all the Overwatch characters that we have in Heroes have one thing in common. They're all incredibly annoying. you have
Just lay it out there, Caldor. No big deal.
I mean, you have Genji, you have Tracer, you have D.Va, Lucio. It's a job description, apparently. If you're an Overwatch character in Heroes, your main job is to be annoying.
They're very hard to lock down, that's for sure. I played Kerrigan against D.Va Genji. Guess who lost that match? This guy.
Why would you draft the Kerrigan into this?
I was in the mood. I was like, it's Infernal Shrine. Just clear out some stuff. I was like, team you down to run Kerrigan. Like, yeah, let's do it. And then instantly I picked Kerrigan, second and third rotation. D.Va and Genji. And I was like, you know what? My life's a little difficult right now. Let's go ahead and get ready for game number 2. It's going to be Towers of Doom. For the moment, Expert is in the lead, 1-0.
All right, guys, we are jumping into the second map. And at this point, we're having on the left side, Tricked with Crosby on Greymane, Remaball on Tyrael, Alex on D.Va, Knappe on Rhaegar, and Make is playing the Haka.
On the right side, in the red, it's going to be Team Expert. And we're going to see them pull off whatever they can against the Medivh here. ADRD back on his bay. It's going to be Medivh, Bad Benny on the Anubarak, a Thorough on Arthas. Kurtzen will be playing Uther, and last but not least, Nick on Li Ming.
Yeah, at this point, I'm excited to see what especially Trick can now pull off. Expert has the lead already. If they can make it 2-0, it's going to be rough for Trick Esports. But Trick played a great first game, even though they lost in the end. So I'm curious if we are going to have a tie here. But look at this. Massive commitment at the bot lane in particular, as we're seeing Trick completely abandon the mid lane here and going in.
Crosby's actually going to be on the Great Man here, and Haka being played by Make. Ooh, Rhaegar getting picked off, it looks like. Unfortunate there. As Team Expert comes in for a gank. They're looking for an engage on Crosby. They're going to have the Bro Charge go for it. There's the Impale. Greymane's being locked down, but Defense Matrix will save him.
Yeah, Rhaegar down. That's, of course, a bit of an issue here. They were able to burn the tower down, so that's great for them. But at the same time, losing a hero for this is a little bit awkward. Either way, it's an interesting attempt by Trick, because usually at the early game we have the teams meet in the middle and then just simply go to the side lanes. But right now Trick is trying to play this a little bit differently, which is cool to see because it's actually the map pick of Team Expert.
Yeah, it's also pretty important when you have Triple Warrior in the sense, although I would say D.Va's a bit of a hybrid. You want to be able to make sure that you're either ahead in experience or at least even no matter what. If you fall behind, you put yourself in a really poor spot. So luckily they have Dahaka. Dahaka's that hero that will try to keep an even footing. Bad Benny taking a gauge here in the middle, but with Force of Will coming out, Bad Benny is not going to fall victim to them.
Alrighty, Defense Matrix coming out. Alex definitely enjoying this so far. But we have still at the top lane Arthas against Dahaka, so Maka is starting to struggle here a little bit. Athero is doing a very good job at the solo lane. And in the meantime, when we're looking down to the bottom of the map, we're having still the Li Ming here. But also, camps are taken. There's a great timing for Trick just as the altars are spawning on the map. And since it is the first rotation of the objective, we of course have now triple altar online.
Triple altar, it's all about who will control it. I'm watching D.Va in particular. She's actually here in the middle, floating around, and this is a spot where I think Triple Warrior could be a bit of a pain here for Team Expert. Their execution is going to have to be on point on their engagements, but we're going to have members like Tyrael here consistently trying to slow them down. D.Va sitting in the middle, guys, she can rotate to wherever she is needed.
Shots fired on both sides. Keep also in mind that we are having with the Haka a tool to move straight down thanks to the global here. Zoning has started already. Knappe could actually start the channel here. We're having D.Va on the move, but so is Medivh and Athero wants to interrupt as well and is successful in doing so.
Health bars are looking great here for Trick Esport. Keeping up with it here. Everyone's down, all 5 members looking for the engage. There goes D.Va charging the back line, looking at Medivh. I like how they jumped on him. Oh my god, Bad Benny with the big knockups.
Massive damage here coming out, and that is a bit of an issue already. We're having Alex moving away. There's the quick explosion. Once again, he can of course interrupt that. Oh no, he might not be able to do that in time. Just barely getting in there because the cocktail was missed. Boosts out, and this fight is just going bonkers.
Yes, it is. The throws in the front line. Finally, Greymane will fall, and Nick will get a reset and keep up with the damage, and finally the breaking point will occur. Team Expert will grab the second altar.
Trick actually looked great, and they went for Arthas, who first of all got shielded by Medivh, and second of all, the stun of Uther made sure that the Haka didn't get the tongue in early on. And then later on, when everyone from Trick clustered up, the AoE damage came in, and they just dropped in hit points so fast. It was insane. Everything turned against them at this point.
Yeah, it's interesting to see them grab that Arthas. You have to be careful when you drag Arthas forward. His Frozen Tempest doesn't stop channeling after you pull him in the drag. So he actually brought Arthas into 3 of his teammates and got them slowed right away, and eventually that kill came out. Gotta be careful with those engages, and Trick Esport will take the time here to start burning out mercenaries. I will say they have a better mercenary clearing composition with that Rhaegar and the Greymane, but their D.Va, not so good as she will clear out of the map.
So Team Expert is doing a fantastic job controlling the game so far. 3 kills against 0. They got 2 of the 3 altars, and they're doing really well here. Picking off D.Va in the mid lane. The momentum that they just built also helps them to start breaking through structures. It leads into an earlier level 7 that they currently have for themselves. Master's Touch taken for Medivh. We have the Icebound Fortitude taken for Arthas. And only Uther still waiting to see if he maybe needs the cleanse. I actually like that choice. I would love for Team Expert to hold the cleanse until they know what Tyrael is going to use as his heroic ability.
Holding on to that here. While we're talking about level 7s, I want to see what D.Va's going to be getting. Hang on, though, as Nape might be locked down. Athero sitting on top of here, looking for the wolf. Nape low on health. Can Alex Proji keep him alive? Yes, as Nape just barely will get away. D.Va dropping her bomb, but she gets focused down.
Yeah, gets taken down here, and that's an issue. Also, Uther has chosen to go into, not into the cleanse, but instead went straight for the armor. That's the one cool thing that you have with Guardian of the Ancient Kings, that actually, even if Judgment is chosen, unless it hits you and you get chain locked, you will be in a decent spot. And Medivh can, of course, counteract that. So at this point, Curson just said, you know, no matter what, even if he goes into Judgment and not into the Sanctification, that is more likely at this point, then I still can get max value out of the tank.
And a level 7-4 D.Va here we got coming through, which actually increases the knockback of D.Va's Q by 100%. So he's actually hoping to make people get out of position completely. Interesting pickup there for Esport. Is that something that we normally see from a lot of D.Vas and scrims?
We've seen it a little bit, but not really all the time. When it comes to the D.Va builds, I feel the two talents that I've seen in basically every single one were the first two. Hit the Nitrous and then going straight into the Bring It On. When we're talking about the level 7 talent, we have seen the Aggression Matrix before coming through also at times. So I guess it's a pretty stable build for D.Va so far, but there's a couple of tweaks that you can make depending on the situation. We haven't seen her that much yet, so over the next few weeks I'm pretty sure that she's going to make a bit more of an appearance, and then we're going to find out what exactly the meta is when it comes to the build itself.
Yeah, I really like Danger Zone in level 7, the slow that you get whenever you put your defense matrix on your opponents. It gives you a chance to actually sit there and actually tank forward for your team, slow down an opposing member, let that gray man go in and get aggressively here. But I'm going to be watching for coming through to see the value that pops in here for Alex, the Pro-G, as Trick Esport gets aggressive here. We're getting close to level 10, and they're hoping to get a fight.
Trick needs to get out of here because the level 10 is really, really rough. There was a great portal also from Medivh. Full body blocks against the Nubarak, and then thanks to the portal, Bad Benny is still alive at the end of the day. But overall, Expert is just looking really strong here. I'm very much liking how they're controlling the map.
Yep, 10 is up here for our teams. Nothing really available for them to grab except for the opposing mercenary camp. Will they move in for it? It looks like the answer is yes. As Expert and crew come in, Big Howling Blast will connect here from a Thorough. Rumor does get away, but Expert will take their advantage and look to take a camp.
Yeah, they had to give the camp up. They can maybe re-engage if they really want to. I'm not sure if they actually want to do this here, but they have the tools for at least a fight now, since their own level 10 has just come online. Sanctification, Curse Bullet, we have the Ancestor. It's pretty much what we expected at this point. We also have now the Bunny Hop taken for D.Va, so a lot of slows coming in. And let's see if they can maybe get a kill with this. Fights happening all over the map at this point.
Yeah, really keeping it up here. The Bunny Hop will be interesting to see how that's pulled off against that portal from Medivh. I feel like he changes that dynamic a lot, but typically, Bunny Hop can be great against Double Warrior. Let's see if they can pull it off here. This triple tank engage here. Alex Aprochi charging in, disrupting that back line.
Going for the Bunny Hop immediately with the slows. Ethereal is a bit isolated, but Alex had to move out. Good move, zoning for Nappe. He gets interrupted, and Dehaka is down. More shots being fired. Cocoon on the ground. They have to burn that down as fast as they can. Alex can once again use the defense matrix. No, he can't, because there is immediately the ley line. Sanct also being used, and Alex boosts out.
Team Expert with a number of interruptions there. Cocoon being used there. Ontario to keep him away from diving in the back line. Ley line sealed the moment Cocoon popped out to try and focus down the material. Esport handled it pretty well, but you can see Team Expert is bringing a lot of layers of aggression available for them. They even picked up Divine Storm at level 10.
Trick is really struggling into this, and Divine Storm as a follow-up stun is of course great. It also allows you, after we have a ley line, to really go for a wombo. We just go in after the ley line with the Divine Storm, then you have also the stuns of Nubarak, Arthur, sorry, who can still go in with a Howling Blast. I really like what Expert is doing. They are taking a solid lead in this game. Trick is currently attempting to fight back as much as they can, but overall they have lost a fair amount of hit points on their core. They're down to 24 against the 32 that Expert holds. And experience, it's an entire level lead that Expert has now established, so they are doing really well.
They are doing quite well here. What does Trick Esport have to do here to get back in the game? But the Haka in particular is what I'm looking at. I need him to come in for a big Rush Stalker, hopefully get on top of that Medivh. To take him down, this composition for Expert usually falls apart, which is normally the case for a lot of Medivh compositions, but it will be a difficult task, that is for sure. All right. Mercs on the bottom left being grabbed. Curse Bullet comes out, and we're going to have a big fight over these camps.
Nice Ancestral. He has oh boy, Li Ming down and Medivh. Great explosion by Alex. He bunny hops through, and they get a third kill. That was actually a fantastic detonation that we saw there. I really like that. Alex with the perfect self-destruct.
Yeah, that was incredibly awesome to watch there. Typically, you'd think that won't happen in pro play, but Alex and Proji just barely getting off there, hitting the moment before the portals were available. Here we go. Let's go ahead and check it out here.
Look at this. There's the stuns and everything. They're trying to get away. They're body blocked. They're so body blocked the entire time. And then the kill results, or the explosion results in a double kill. That was extremely well coordinated here. And they could, from that, get the momentum to take one of the bell towers down to the bottom of the map. They burst through the middle wall now. That's a lot of experience in their favor. They have the level 13 talent already. That might have been the turning point.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, they opened up the map. They got the bell tower on the bottom right, level 13 here. Rimmer staying alive, and with 2 altars up for the grabs, Esports going to start to rotate down, but Bad Benny has already met his way down here fast enough. Will Alex get the disrupt? The answer is a no.
Yeah, that should have been a bit better coordinated by Trick. They had the momentum, and now they lost another bell tower. They lost another altar. We're going to talk about this later because that was an important one. But first of all, let's focus on the one here in the middle where both the teams are still going strong.
Nick continues to shell away, hitting out the Proji, getting damage on there. Make on the top right corner, zoning while he can. Rimmer in the front, and a Thorough can make a play at any time here. Medivh will be the one to force the engage. Here we go, straight into it. Rhaegar low on health. Nape trying to get out.
That's gonna hurt. Once again, the damage is in. Bad Benny is down. These self-destructs of Alex are absolutely spot on. They're trying to go for Kirsten now. Here comes the stun. Fantastic stun, but the Ancestral comes through. Gnappe, like the boss he is, gets the heal in. Can they follow up with a second kill? Bunny Hop against the Thero, but there's no follow-up damage.
God, Nape played that so well. Make in particular, bringing in the drag. Kirsten's low on
direction,
health.
boys.
There's another one. The altar's being grabbed in the top left. Div will be able to stop it from occurring. But still, Trick Esports is starting to make plays in the fights. Big knockback. Nick low on health. Force of Will comes out, but it's not enough.
Yeah, they die, and nearly all of them. So now we can see the channel. That's 5 shots fired against the goal. They want more. They want the one in the middle, really? It looks like they are trying to go in for another one, and there's 8 seconds on Uther, there's another 17 on Liming. They can make that work, and they do. They will get the extra damage point against Team Experts core.
Got to shout out Trick Esports. First off, here's what's happening. Uther's going in for a Divine Storm to try and hit multiple members. Trick Esports is naturally grouping up. The moment Uther walks forward, we have D.Va dropping off the self-destruct, while Dahaka came in and grabbed a tongue to grab a member. There was 3 people on a spot where could be hit by the damage, and Medivh was put in a situation where he is forced to use 1 Force of Will.
The one thing that's annoying for Trick is that Anubarak should have never gotten the altar at the bot lane. The reason for that is quite simple. We have both bell towers to the left and right taken by Trick. So for Anubarak to actually sneak into that position and take it, that is a bit of an oversight by Trick, who are pushing the mid lane in the meantime.
Yeah.
So that was really well done by Expert, though, at getting this one. But all of a sudden, this game is open, and Trick is carrying the momentum. They have 2 more bell towers.
They have, and they're going to continue to push here. The Divine Storm will come out. Burrow here from Make on the back right. Nape's dealt with. They can start now healing up his teammates, and they're pushing in with a couple of sappers, but the control from Trick Esports is pretty devastating here with multiple tanks.
Alex is doing so much with their defense matrix. Every single time someone is in danger, he is there helping out, mitigating a lot of the damage. And just from an experience point of view, they are looking strong right now. He always boosts in and tries to get a decent isolation. Every shot misses on the side of Expert, and time is really working in favor of Trick, since they will hit level 16 eventually.
And that's when it gets scary. Level 16, Holy Ground comes online for Tyrael. We're going to have multiple ways for Trick Esports to get aggressive and zone out members.
The zoning alone here with a Holy Ground, imagine this, we already have so much happening with Alex just boosting in, trying to isolate someone. Just picture what happens if the Holy Ground on top of that comes into play.
The only thing I'm a little critical here is that I feel like Make needs to peel off and start working on the lane to get to that 16. We already have a Nubrak doing so in the middle. Make isn't really getting into a moment here where he can force in a fight. I think Trick Esports needs to be okay with defending this as only 4.
Yeah, I agree. I think it would be great for him to sneak at least into the middle.
Yeah.
But now we can use that global and maybe the 16 to see what happens with the 3 altars, because that is the 5th rotation. So it's a triple altar phase. They still hold on to the bell tower, and you can already see Anubarak sneaking to the top left. He also picks up the experience for the level 16 talent. And Expert just simply realizes, guys, we cannot take the bell tower back. We have to go for the altars.
I like how Crosby's playing the Greymane here. He's playing it very similar to double support Vala, where he's literally sitting in the front line, willing to take damage there from Li Ming, because he knows that he has D.Va that can come in to bring in the defense matrix if there's ever a point of explosion for the teams. We're going to have a drag on the back left for Medivh. Bunny Hop popping, controlling the portal on the right side. He's got 4 people in here.
Yeah, he does, and he will self-destruct again. There we go. Anubarak!
Oh, okay.
The portal save, barely. But they zone. ADRD tries to see if he can maybe interrupt. That's not the case. They're boosting him back for now, and he barely gets out, but that's a double altar taken, and it is 10 shots.
Shots flying towards the core, and Team Expert will fall behind here. 18-16. Trick Esports has fought back pretty aggressively and gotten back into control.
I'm impressed.
I'm
loving this game already. This is a great start into the season, into our phase 2. This is looking really strong. It's going to be an exchange. We have down to the bot lane Nick and Bad Benny reclaiming a bell tower, but Trick is busy in the mid lane, making sure that they still hold on to 5. Will most likely go for the Zappa camps here. The teams are both on level 16, but this definitely has changed a bit of momentum. I'm liking this game a lot.
Big Howling Blast does connect, hitting 3 members. The Thorough's in the front. Maka comes in, will be able to grab Medivh. We're going to have D.Va charging forwards, indication being used. At the same time, Maka's hitting low.
Oh, the stun! And the Cocoon, down goes the Haka. Not proccing it, here comes the self-destruct, but Rega is down. That's the problem. The damage output from D.Va, the kill against Li Ming, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Medivh also forced Crosby. How on earth is he still alive? Curse is going to kill him eventually, and it looks like Tyrell is also going to fall here, but that was pretty impressive. Look at Crosby. He knows he's dead. He knows he can't run away. He's trying to see if he can maybe get a counter kill. 4 heroes down on the side of Trick, 2 dying for Team Expert. That was a rough one. To be honest, that could have worked way better for them if the Haka survived longer.
Yeah.
The Haka was very, very close to proccing his heals, and that would have been... If Adaptation procs here and he's on full health again, then this is a very different battle.
Yeah, small things here between both of our teams, and Team Expert gets the lead on that bottom right side, and they're able to move in for an altar and finally start breaking down towers.
Yeah, it was also well isolated, though, from Expert. I mean, they see that, too. They know what's happening with the Haka, and at that point, they're just saying, guys, we need to drop him right now. If we don't, then we're doomed, and they're able to get the kill. So Expert with good coordination here. But this game is just awesome. I mean, 18 versus 16. The kill count dead even. 8 kills on each side.
I need Arthas to start rotating down here. He's working on the bell tower in the middle. Finally, he'll get it. And we're going to have all 5 up for both of our teams in this bottom lone altar. Who's going to walk away with the victory? Alex Aproji does not have self-destruct yet, but he's getting close here. Should harass for a decent amount of time. Rimmer just goes straight in, though, with that holy ground.
Nice bunny hop. Good slows here, but needs to go for the self-destruct. Can't. Okay, Alex in trouble. Gets rooted.
Oh,
they need a Summer try and save him. There's the Sank keeping him alive for now. That worked. Leyline pops out, though. And Alex is pretty useless at this point.
Divine Storm coming out. It's going to hit people, but they're going to get out. Alex Aproji will need to get his mech up. You are correct there. Rimmer's running, but the Ancestor healing will be in time. But Expert is snowballing this fight pretty hard. However, look at a Thorough. He is low on mana.
That was overall a big win for Trick. They got the altar, and they get out. So now it's 18 points against 12. And to be absolutely honest with you, I actually thought they would die, at least Alex. That was really well done. He's back on his mech, starting to fight here once again, looking strong. Alex with a self-destruct. Can they drag someone? No, Bad Benny goes through the portal. Once, twice. Can they get the drag in?
Oh.
Yes, but he has too many hit points by now.
Holy ground's going to come out, but Bad Benny will be able to go on by. Alex Aproji's getting low. A Thorough's walking forward, keeping up with the slow here. The Tempest slowing everyone in the way. Maka is here on the front side as well. Cocoon has been popped. Expert's hoping to fight. Maka is low. Howling Blast comes out, and he lives. No, he cannot.
Maka is getting pretty bodied in this game so far. He is definitely still the weak spot of the team, and we expected that coming into the game, so no doubt about it. He died 3 times so far in this match, so it's not too crazy, but he has a very difficult position to play here right now. So once again, we're having Alex just with the boosters trying to buy a little bit of time. There's a massive wave also in the middle that they can't, unfortunately for them, not catch, because Expert are the ones running towards level 20, and they will hit that Storm Talon.
Yeah, they're going to hit way before their opponents. A full level ahead here. They have the minions in the middle and the top, as you mentioned. They can go for a play with the altar at the bottom here. They're even grabbing Impaler just to keep up that much pressure. Good news here, Trick Esports, they can afford to take a shot or 2 available on their core. They're a little bit ahead. So for them, spread out and get towards level 20 and just don't get picked off.
Yeah, the altar at the bot lane is going to be channeled by Expert. Oh, if they can sneak this one, this will of course be fantastic. But Expert realizes that something's happening here.
They have 4 people?
20
5?
versus 19. Yes, you can bunny hop and self-destruct. Self-destruct is...
Leyline hits everything. ADRD steals that for his team.
Yeah, ADRD gets the Leyline, and that's What could have been a cool moment for Trick is actually turned against them. So now they lost the boss and they will also lose the altar at the bot lane. Level 20 is there. AD already with the ley line just a bit too strong.
Bit too powerful there. Even, I love that we had Alex Poji come in and drop the bunny hop, because it makes you unstoppable, right? You can't be knocked off if there's no CC. You can't have Bad Biddy come in and knock you off before you move in for it. So he went for it, but the ley line seal trumps all, and Medivh helps his team secure the 4 shots, and they get the altar, which will be an additional 5 here. Trick Esports falls down to 9 shots on their core.
They have the 20 any moment though, so that's at least a plus for them, but they need to stop the Zappers, which they do. So once that they hit the 20, this is going to be an opportunity for them to fight on even talents again. Nice back and forth game that we have. Still 9 against 12 points on the core. Both of the teams now on level 20. And yeah, this should definitely be good. I love the way that the teams are coordinating these fights right now. Alex is actually... well, that should not have happened. 2 more shots against the core.
Whoops. Dahaka's in the top. He got 20 here, so Make can rotate in. It is 20-20, as you mentioned, for our 2 teams. I love how ADRD is constantly shirking around here, giving Nick the opportunity to shell away, bring in those magic missiles and bring out the damage. And we're going to have a team fight as Trick Esports moves in, but Bad Biddy is set up on the right side.
That's already used. Cocoon in the back, though. Rega. Oh, nice. There's the kill against Greymane. Expert is running it from here. We have the explosion. Curson is going to fall.
Curson does fall, but he does have redemption.
Yes.
Athuro was able to get out due to a portal, and Experts continue fighting here. Alex Proji drops down the mech, but Rimmer taking damage at the same time. And with it being a 5v4, siege potential is infinite here for Expert. Maybe at some point, can peel somebody off, start working on that bell tower in the middle.
I mean, it's still fine for now. It's all about the next bell towers, of course, that are going to come in. We have 30 seconds until we are seeing Greymane back, so they should get him by then. But this is definitely a pretty massive siege at the bot lane. The thing is, it shouldn't really be of any big consequence, because, okay, now this is a different story. Now we have the altars on the map. But as long as you don't have any Zappa camps pushing in, you can just withstand the siege and go for the stalemate.
Trick Esport needs to get one of these here, not to lose completely. They will be down to 1 shot on the core unless they're able to get their bell tower back in time, which is not looking like it will be. So Expert setting up pretty aggressively. They want to control the chokes on the left side and the right side of that top altar, get Impalers pushing in the bottom, just really control everything.
The big problem is that we have both of the bell towers in the hand of Team Expert, so they can't really go in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Haka is able to move in whenever, but they will lose the shots at the bot lane, so they're 1% on the core now. They need to win this big time. And Alex is already incredibly low, so he needs more hit points so that he can go for a really good self-destruct and isolate them.
He's going to go for it. He throws it into Team Expert. Team Expert looking to get out, and they will just barely. Bad Biddy going forward, certification being used. Nick sieging way, but here's a bunny hop.
Already Cocoon, they need to take that down. Also, we have once again the ley line and the kill against Tyrael. An explosion can maybe proc the trades here. If they get Kirsten, they might have a shot. Kirsten is down. Keep the reduced cooldown on the heals in mind, though, as we have once again defense matrix being used. Trick needs to turn this around. This is now or never. Expert.
The Sappers made it through on the bottom left. They went in and killed the core there. Team Expert forced them to stay there, and Team Expert will go up 2-0 in the series. But man, Trick really, really made a play there in the middle of the game, and they were in the lead for a small amount of time.
Screw the Sappers. I feel cheated. We had an insane team fight there. I mean, yes, the Sappers can win the game, but could you please wait another 10 seconds?
Yeah, let everyone die first.
Good.
Well, Sappers will rob a victory here as Team Expert sets up pretty well there, earning the checkmate. But wow, it's been fun to watch these 2 teams fight it out. I thought today would have maybe been a little bit towards one team or another, thinking a little bit more towards Expert, but I'm loving the new Trick.
We have a 2-0, so they have the solid lead, but I think the games reflect that both of the teams are on a high level here right now. And again, guys, when we're talking about especially Trick, we have to, of course, talk about Make, who is the new addition to the team. So they said from the start, yes, we are still adapting here a little bit. We need to make sure that we are on point with our communication, that he knows what we expect from him. He had to play a few more heroes that he didn't really focus on as much in the past. So that all comes into play here. But it's pretty cool to see that Trick can definitely get into a game against Team Expert and look strong. But Expert, they are the ones with 2 map victories and very well coordinated here. A couple of great moments, especially in the early game. So yeah, I'm liking the season already.
Yeah, and I feel like we're beating up on Make just slightly, but you know, he's new to the roster here, but there is still that link that needs to happen between the team. The 4 and Make need to be on a connection here, because there were moments where I felt like Dahaka needed to peel out and be in important spots. So one, keep an experience up, keep their team in the moment, and also be willing to rotate in. They need to trust him on that Dahaka or not put him on it. it. Let's go ahead and get ready for game number 3. We'll be right back after commercial. Expert and Trick Esports going at it.